Okay, you're fighting more? You're fighting? Okay,
yes.
fighting. Okay, let's go. Okay, the fight is
with
on. The
that.
fight is on. Okay, first man who beat a woman.
Okay.
I was embarrassed when it got handed over.
See, EMAR has disappointed a lot of investors in terms of... Okay, I think 10% of the population are real estate agents now. So it's very tough to differentiate between, let's say, a good broker, consultant versus... How do you differentiate? How do you identify? Because that's the whole game. Finding that right consultant is the game at this stage. So one easy hack for me is to just understand what products the consultant wishes to sell. So it's almost like the dating sort of situation. You know, you identify red flags and green flags. And when a consultant tells me, hey, you know what, I love EMAR and I wish to strongly suggest EMAR. EMAR is the first product I come up with. It's my safest bet. It's a very big green flag and it should be for you too. So today we're having a podcast with somebody who is one of the strongest advocates of EMAR that I've met. I'd like to introduce you to Priyanka Sharwani.
Hi Zoeb, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Priyanka? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm just this is going to be my first podcast. So yeah.
See, when you sell a product like EMAR, right, that means you have a clear conscience. I've seen that, that you're unable to sell like
the other projects like
I don't want to say the name, but you're
no, it's
unable.
Okay. We can talk about the other names. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, why do you think EMAR is the number one brand?
See, EMAR, when we are talking about EMAR, it's not just a real estate developer. They are coming up with a legacy in UAE, the way they have built their reputation all across the world. It's an experience. It's a vibe. It's the moment you are in Dubai, you know what is EMAR.
True.
It's everywhere.
True.
EMAR is not just a real estate developer. EMAR is a vibe. EMAR is a name that has been built over the time. Correct. And has, gained that trust of every investors around the world.
Right.
So that is what I feel. And the vision behind EMAR, we're talking about the man who has built EMAR in a way. The success behind EMAR is Mohammed Al-Bar. He's a genius man. And, when I was reading one of his articles and his interview, I've never seen him, he's driven by money.
No, that's true. Yeah. That is very true.
That really matters to me when a person goal is not money. Money is just a byproduct for them.
That's amazing. Actually, I actually tell this a lot. It's very nice you brought up this point that I love meeting the person behind and then his intention drives throughout the whole development, the legacy, right? And no, I've noticed that Mr. Alabar, I've met him a couple of times. He's so humble and he's a man with a vision. That's amazing.
Exactly. Because, I was reading one of his quote and I'd like to quote that. It was really beautiful. Like he said, when I had a vision of Burj Khalifa, and when the Burj Khalifa going to come into picture, my vision is like a children, like a boy, a small child standing in front of Burj Khalifa and thinking about I'm living in a growing city, living in a developed city.
Futuristic city.
Yeah, futuristic city. And I'm so proud of it.
Right.
So these small details about EMAR, like behind EMAR, the vision of Mohammed Al-Bar makes EMAR really special. And I want to mention how they strategize the profits for their investors.
Okay.
Like recently, they changed a DLD clause from 30% to 50%. So
DLD clause.
So previously used to be like you can actually sell your property if you're buying a property with EMAR.
NOC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So previously, when investors used to buy EMAR, they could sell their property only after 30%.
Correct.
But now they changed it to 50%.
Right.
And you can only sell your property after 50% of your payments because that really filters out the desperate sellers. That really helps to
control the price.
Control the prices in the market, maintain a sustainable market for the investors.
Understood.
Yeah.
No, that is actually really big. See now, I agree. EMAR bears the weight. Like they have to, because by the way they've made the payment plan like an 80-20 or 90-10.
It's
It's
quite
very
aggressive.
aggressive. Not every investor can get into it, right? Like say for example, today I was on a call with somebody from Singapore, very very affluential person.
Yeah.
It's just big. We figured out a way how to bring money from China to Dubai, so that's coming up soon. That's coming up soon. Oh, and also one more thing I have to say.
Yeah.
That we figured out a way to give 100% tax, how to 100% tax defer for American citizens. We figured out another hack. But so now for a person like this, they want to take advantage of leverage. Would you still suggest them EMAR?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? See, the strategy, like what I have been observing. See, when I started my career in real estate from like during the times of COVID,
Right.
like just before the COVID, I got into real estate and then COVID happened.
Right.
And I'll give you a great example how EMAR dealt with because I was a very new person in real estate and trying to know real estate. I was into trainings, like getting into that. And suddenly the COVID came, and that point of time, everybody, all the investors were panicked, like what's going to happen? So, like all the other developers, they were decreasing their price, they were stooping down. And what EMAR did, EMAR increased their price or around 5 to 6%.
To save the investors.
So, like, it generates the faith in the investors that
Right.
if EMAR is not panicking, why should I?
But see, let's suppose, for example, Dubai Creek Harbour, right?
Yeah.
Right now, the prices are quite high. I understand the part where, okay, the previous investors are secure, like the people who bought like maybe last year are safe, feeling safe, like EMAR has given the blanket to them. But then would you suggest to buy at that elevated price which they're launching now, or should we buy from the secondary market? Or should we go for another developers offering it at a cheaper price? What would you...
See, that is where EMAR comes in.
Okay.
So EMAR always makes sure, even if you're entering the beginning phase of their project and they're going to launch another project, they never launch any project at the same price at the same time. So that really helps to, look at, if as an investor, if I'm looking at it, like suppose if I'm entering in the beginning phase of, let's talk about Valley. It's one of the successful project about for EMAR.
Right.
So you're entering in the beginning phase of the Valley. People have made money, and still people now, we are in, like, it started in 2017. The first project that they launched, Eden, the Valley phase 1, at around 980 dirhams per square feet, and
Correct.
now it's around 1200 dirhams per square feet.
Correct.
So people still are making money because they strategize in a way. With every launch, they increase the prices. And what I spoke about, the 50%, when a client is, not selling their properties before 50%, there is no lower rates in the secondary market.
Correct.
If you look at it that way.
Okay.
So people are not selling at a lower rate what EMAR is selling because they stabilize their prices, they design their prices in such a way that every investor who's investing in the upcoming phases as well, they're making profit.
What are your thoughts on EMAR South?
EMAR South, I would say it's a long-term investment. If somebody is going for EMAR South, it's going to take time because like when we are talking about Palm Jaber Ali as well,
It's going to
you
take
should
time.
have it's going to take time.
No,
you should have a good holding capacity.
I
for
also
that.
strongly feel like the whole Abu Dhabi real estate also coming up.
Yeah.
EMAR South is sort of that connection between Dubai and Abu
Connection, yeah,
Dhabi,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Now, calling EMAR number one, right? Are you saying that there is no other comparison? You don't is there any other, Meraas is a strong brand, Nakheel is
Yeah.
a strong brand. You don't sell anything like a DAMAC also. They
No,
also,
yeah.
if you come to downtown, you see both EMAR and you see DAMAC, but you're always bullish only about EMAR.
See, EMAR, because, I'll give you an example. When
Okay.
I started my career, I was selling EMAR, I was selling Nakheel. I still sell, right? But there are few developers that I don't want to sell. And I think I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings here. And the reason I'll tell you, it's about, the first impression is the last impression. That's a very strong saying. When I was introduced to real estate and I wanted to sell something to one of my clients who came to me. I sold him something from, and it's one of their successful projects in terms of numbers. But in terms of quality, I can, I was embarrassed when it got handed over. I was like, and that when it got handed over, I had a good experience in real estate market. And then I realized I was regretting, why did I sell this to my client?
And
I'll tell you the reason also behind that. When you're selling something with EMAR, their customer service is impeccable. They stay with you after the handover as well.
Right.
And we have seen those, the way their faithfulness towards their investors in the COVID times.
See, but isn't that an emotional decision then? I'll tell you why. What if, there have been cases of EMAR, okay, in Creek Harbour.
Yeah.
During the COVID phase, in fact, between 2017 and 2021, none of the developers had a high construction quality. So there have been cases in EMAR as well where the walls were gypsum.
Yeah.
The construction quality was low. So is it that, you're just being emotional because you faced that particular incident?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that has maybe changed their contractors? They're working on because now grown more than ever before. Again, I'm not saying that they're better, but let's suppose a person offers a certain product, right? Let's say a 4-bedroom townhouse, 2 million dirhams. For somebody who cannot afford an EMAR, would you absolutely not suggest him that? I'll give you another beautiful example.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit.
Yeah.
I love EMAR.
Yeah.
But Bliss was a nightmare.
Yeah, and I know.
Right?
Yes,
Bliss was there was no bliss in Bliss. Right? I went there and the investors were there, and the kind of jokes that they made about that water body, I cannot even say online, Govind, I should play your voice note over here. Okay, he's an investor. Okay, so point is that everyone does mistakes. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, EMAR is, I always tell investors, I compare EMAR with the treasury bond of US. It's the safest investment you can make.
Yeah.
But I think every developer has made their mistakes, So like I said, Sun Arabian Ranches 3, I think it's very small, right? Have you visited a Sun, right?
Yes. The square
For
feet is
me,
very
I couldn't
small,
live in a Sun, right? Okay, it's like because I didn't like the way the kitchen was placed. I felt like the living room was a bit too small. People made a lot of profit. But that product was selling at 1.3 to 1.6.
Yeah.
Today it's selling at 3 million.
Exactly.
Okay, so if we can buy a nice house around 2 million dirhams, would you say no? I had a bad experience. I'm not gonna let you buy.
See, I'll tell you, it's not about just EMAR when we are talking about, okay, buy EMAR, you'll make profits. Because there have been times where EMAR particular projects that what we are discussing right now have not been to a level what an investor can expect from EMAR to be.
See, EMAR has disappointed a lot of investors in terms of quality. And I tell people that, hey, listen, it's not about quality, it's about infrastructure. Right?
The community. That is what they're famous about.
And it retains the value, right? But so then isn't it important that we calling it number one? Okay, in terms of market share, I get it.
Yeah.
But we should suggest other products as well, right?
Yes, why not? I'll tell you. Okay, let's talk about.
I won the debate.
Let's of course, I'm ready
you
for it.
You don't know. You should fight.
No, I'm ready for it.
Okay,
so
you're fighting more. You're fighting. Okay,
yes,
fighting. Okay, let's go. Okay, the fight is on.
That.
The fight is on. Okay.
So the thing is, okay,
I'll
tell
be the first man who beat a woman.
Okay.
In a debate.
Actually, you can try for that.
Okay,
but it's not going to happen when it's come to EMAR. I'll give you the reason now.
Okay.
So basically, okay, tell me, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
When the recent, it's been a year, the flood happened, we are celebrating the anniversary for that now.
Yeah, 16th April. 16th, oh my God, yes.
So, did you remember after the floods, what happened? What happened, with the other developers?
Correct. It was a nightmare, yes.
So, what the other developers took initiative about?
They did, they didn't do as much as EMAR. Okay.
That's where we come. So, if you are buying a property, it's not just about buying a property now, but after services really matters, like
True.
it's going to be, your home is going to be forever. That is what real estate is about, that we're talking. We're not just doing a temporary investment.
But you know what? That's actually a very beautiful point. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
See, now during the floods, one of the worst affected communities was actually by Meraas.
Meraas, Villanova.
No, Villanova was fine. I lived there.
Okay.
Villanova was fine.
No, I think I was looking at the
No,
video.
it was absolutely dry. We had no
Okay.
issues. Yes, my neighbor's TV went out, but I was fine. Electrical issues, yeah.
Okay.
Because I did waterproofing.
Okay.
I was fine. But no,
Okay.
I was talking about Sherrywoods. Okay.
Okay.
And Dubai properties, the Arabella and Mudon.
Yeah, right.
They were like floating. I think some in green community as well had a lot of issues, right?
Yeah.
DAMAC Hills too was fine. The DAMAC communities were okay.
Yeah.
They were. We actually checked. They were fine. There were some houses again with, but that is what. See, there is a lot of aggressive hatred towards us. I'm saying, hey, don't need to hate. See, there are some developers who deserve hate.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't want to say their names, but they deserve hate, right? Like I can't stand them. There are some developers I also cannot stand, but being hatred towards.
See, it's not hatred.
It is.
The experience that a person goes through.
Right.
Okay, when you're stepping, of course, you're spending around there is no property in Dubai less than we would say a good property, less than 2 million. It's an average price, okay? So when a person, let's forget about the high net worth clients, okay? Let's talk about the basic people, a middle class people who are coming from, and the salaried people. They're saving their money from a long time.
Right.
And when they're getting into a developer, as I mentioned, the Mac, or even Shobha, I vouch for quality. I love the quality. But the customer service, again, I've never, you have to chase them.
See,
and this is the process that you go through. A first time investor in Dubai is coming to Dubai from, suppose, India, Bangladesh, anywhere, let's name any country, coming to Dubai for the first time. And they are going to put their savings, their hard-earned money on their first investment.
True.
And the process that they go through, that really sets the benchmark, not just for the developer, for Dubai. So I have an experience, so the client was here, I sold him, I told you the property. He just not talk about, he doesn't talk about bad or just about.
Talks about Dubai.
Talks about Dubai.
That's
so he's
true.
Dubai is like that. You should not invest in Dubai. People are not serious. They're just there to take your money in. They do not provide you the service. So real estate is something we should give them, every investor. I would say even they are spending around 500 dirhams for a studio, let's say. They deserve a really smooth and luxury and a good experience in the market.
True.
Because it really sets the benchmark, not just for the particular developer, for the UAE, Dubai.
No, see, this I completely agree. And I don't think there's any developer that gives service as good as EMAAR. EMAAR, I'm a fan of the service. Even after the handover, you just download the EMAAR app. Everything is done in the app. But then again, it's about affordability. You were saying under.
Because I'm saying every developer should learn from EMAAR.
They should.
I'm not saying that, they are bad or they don't have this. When we are talking about EMAAR, when you, I'm a fan of Muhammad Al-Bar, so when I'm reading his articles, the mindset that he has,
it's amazing.
That's missing in other developers.
That is
so
true.
now I'll give you I live in downtown, okay? So I've been living in downtown from a long time now. I'll come back to this point, living in downtown. I'll tell you the reason. Real estate has given me a lot. So for me, this is not just a work for me. It comes out of respect, the loyalty, that I'm a spiritual person. It comes, I want to bring that, that emotion to my work when I'm selling it to a client. I have to do justice. I don't want to just, promise any other client, okay, I'll make you 80% of appreciation. And even when I'm not sure about it.
Understood.
Just to make a sale.
Understood.
I can't do that. But when I'm pitching EMAAR, I have that faith, that trust in a brand like EMAAR, the customer service that I'm going to offer from myself, but I need a backup from the developer as well, right? I think we recently closed one deal together, right? And I don't want to name the developer though.
No.
Ultra luxury properties, everything is going great. But till now, I'm chasing for a layout. Can you imagine? Like, it's like a nightmare for me. Like, like...
They didn't give the floor plan.
Imagine, like, there are no exact dimensions on the reservation form. And I'm like, like calling them, sending them emails. Like, this is something a very... Like, I would say I'm frustrated with that. And, that
is so bad.
really puts me on a bad side in front of a client.
See, I think...